I usually don't record heartbreakers, but this one looks like it needs it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That would have been a nice one right there. Carter Cave. There's a boat coming by. Oh my goodness. That's a heartbreaker. Crude Madison. Got a damaged one. It kind of looks serrated. Oh yeah, it's a serrated one. The tip's missing on it. 4-inch triangle. Too bad about that one. See the teeth on it. Got another triangle. It's a pretty decent one. Here. Maybe. Looks like a blunt. See a notch. Yeah, it's basically there. It's just got a little nick on it. I got a grooved mole here. It looks like a natural stone. Yep. You can see peck marks right in there. That's odd. And pecked right in there. There's peck marks right there. Yeah, it's a crude one though. Here's a cleanup video for June the 8th, 2020. Found a lot of brokes. I'm not going to show them all for obvious reasons, but I'm going to show you a few of the little bit better brokes and some just kind of heartbreaker pieces, and they're almost ready the completes. Here's the butt of a really large grooved axe. You can see the shaping on that. That was a really large grooved axe. The loadstone, when you see the pictures, that loadstone was found by my friend. He found it in the field that we found the grooved axe pieces in, and the little side notch point I found. He found that loadstone, but I just took pictures of it. He grabbed it before I can go over there. Here's a bit of a really nice silt. It's heartbreaker. Here's a piece of a pendant, I think. Piece of a pendant. Could be a silt, but it looks like a piece off of a pendant or a gorget. It's hard stone. Just a piece off one. Here's that one piece. I think it's a maul. It's made out of a natural stone. It looked like they found a stone on the river that was already kind of groove shaped, and then you could see the peck marks right there. And then through here, it's been pecked and then ground over a little bit, like right through here. It's been pecked a little bit right there, pecked a little bit right there. You see it's kind of dimpled and grooved. So I'm guessing this is either a pre-form of a grooved maul, or it's a crude one that's very basically made. It was in a field where all this hardstone came out of. So, and I found a grooved maul in there maybe last year or the year before. Here's a piece of cannel coal that I found in the field with the triangles. So it's probably 4-inch. They're probably going to make some effigies out of that. They like cannel coal. Here's a little square shaped blade or preform. This piece right here, can't really tell what it is. Almost looks like a preform. Here's a nice Adina with the tip missing I found on the riverbank. As you can see, it's really translucent and nice. Found that one on the riverbank. Here's a Graham Cave looking base. It's probably some sort of big sandy concave base. I found that on the riverbank. And here's a little scraper. Found this in the river too, and it's actually a tooth off of a bison. This isn't a cow's tooth. This is definitely a prehistoric bison. You can see the age on it. This is a prehistoric bison tooth. probably found it with close to an early archaic site, so it's probably one they've hunted. Here's a pretty good sized tip off a point. Here's a nice scraper found in the field. Here's a scraper too. It's got a really, the tip on this is really ground heavily. And here's the mainly complete points. Here's one I'm going to put in there, but it's broken, but it's got the tip nick. But man, it's a nice serrated triangle. The serrated ones are kind of hard to find, but that came out of that field where I found that cannel coal piece. And I found this crude one. This is a real crude Madison point. Not very well made. It's real basic, but it's still a triangle. This one's a decent triangle. It's got a little bit of a light serrations on it, but it's pretty decent, you know, decently made. It's like a piece of Haney chert, I think, which is a lower end Carter Cave. And here's this little like side notch. It's got like a little ear nick on it, but it's pretty much all there. Found that in the field. And here's this knife. I really think this knife is it's not like when I did the video I said it was broken, but it's not completely broken. Here's the deal with it. I think it's salvaged from a dovetail or a Kirk, really fine early archaic point, because you can see the real fine edge work on this side. And when I saw it, I thought it, you know, it looked like it had a notch, and it looked like it would have been a dovetail. And I believe at one time it might have been a larger point or a dovetail, and the base broke off of it or snapped in half, and they salvaged it into a knife. Now, they didn't work the base too much. They put a little bit of workmanship into the base and left it. But here's the cool thing. This is found on a Palmer site, early archaic site, and it is ground from here all the way down. And I believe this was actually a side knife. This was actually adhered into a bone handle like that and used for cutting this way. So it's a side hafted knife. As you can notice, the extremely fine edge work on that side, and it's a real pretty piece of Carter Cave flint. But yeah, I believe it's maybe a salvage piece from a dove. At one time, it might have been a huge dove. It might have been 4 or 5 inches long, maybe about 5 inches. It's still probably around 3, maybe, but it's still a nice piece. But the grinding, it is ground slick as can be on this side. It's just, so I believe it's a side hafted knife made from a salvaged dove or a Lost Lake or some sort of really fine early archaic point. All right, that's about all. I mean, I found a whole bunch of just tips and pieces, but I didn't really show them in here. We'll get off here later. Thanks for watching.